Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's episode of the Four Corners Podcast. My name is John, and I am your host who misses Ethan the most. We are down a corner this week, but we still have our other beautiful co-host, Damien.
What's up, baby?
How you doing, bub?
I'm doing good. Stressful week, but it'll get me
Stressful?
good.
Why? What's
Just
wrong?
homework. You see all these books on my bed, dog? Gotta read those, and
Yeah, that's a lot of books.
It is.
And like, since we're in the internet age, you can just look that stuff up on the internet. So.
yeah, but the history professors wants us to get books because it's all about knowledge in those books, dog.
Fair enough. Nick.
It's Fat Tuesday, John.
Yeah.
Or as you like to call it, Tuesday.
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
That really hurt.
Ouch!
I've been saving it all day.
Save it for the podcast.
Exactly. I was saving it for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast. Your mom would be so upset with you.
Hi, Mama.
Speaking of Mama Mooney, we're going to give that wonderful woman a shout out because those brookies are just phenomenal.
Yum.
Yum.
They were fabulous.
Hey, Nick, you remember when I said that you don't have to be super close to the mic and you said right here is fine? And I was like, yeah. And then you moved a foot
This is
forward.
too close.
Maybe a tad. I can hear you breathe. I just want you to sound good.
Okay.
But, so how are my boys doing, huh?
We're doing good.
Doing good?
Yeah.
It was a good week of wrestling, I think.
Solid.
I don't know if it's just because it's the road to WrestleMania, but honestly, I think Raw and SmackDown have been a bit better in recent weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell it's the road to WrestleMania or all that.
And like I said, I don't know if that is just because it is the road to WrestleMania or if they are actually making changes.
I'm going to assume the former, not the latter, on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, we did see Triple H gain control of 205 Live.
Yeah.
And so it looks like the XFL is becoming more of a task than Vince McMahon had previously. I don't want to say that he underestimated it because he's been through it before, but I think that he's trying to make all the right steps this time so it doesn't fold like last time.
I think it's more work this time with all the social media and everything else involved in this.
Plus, I'm sure his goal is for it to not fail.
That's
Not
what
his
I'm saying.
goal.
He's
like,
put a lot of
yeah.
money into it.
Plus, I believe the climate is a lot different. Just because the NFL is going down in ratings and stuff, whether you attribute that to one thing or another. Plus, the wrestling climate and the climate that Vince McMahon's mindset was in was a lot different because back then it was attitude, the attitude era and all that stuff.
All the crossover and all that, too, with the company. And this year, this time with the XFL, he doesn't want any kind of crossover, so he wants to put full effort into making it a separate entity.
And crossover between WWE.
Like no commentators, no wrestlers showing up, nothing.
That's probably smart.
Yeah, it's very smart.
Well, wasn't JR the...
I think every now and then he would come in and do commentary with the XFL.
Well, we've been seeing some of these episodes of Raw and stuff. Some interesting things have been happening lately on Raw. Just a couple days ago, we did see that for the first time ever, there is going to be a 7-man Elimination Chamber match. What do you guys think about that?
I kind of saw it coming.
Right. You called that one. I believe.
You did.
I don't know. It's something new, but with Jason Jordan out, nothing really for Seth to do. And then everyone wants Finn to be in the match, so I think that was the right way to put both of them in the match without taking anybody out.
I feel like the original plan was probably Finn, and then once they knew they knew Jason couldn't go, they had made sure to have Seth on the card. They weren't gonna not book him, so they just tossed him in.
Well, did you guys hear about WWE accidentally leaking something?
Yeah, that's why I thought Finn was for sure going to win.
I figured he would because, like I've been telling you guys, I just believe that there's a lot more storyline putting Finn in there as opposed to just about anybody else that could be put in that
I wanted
position.
Apollo in there so bad.
I know you did. He had a good showing, and
sure
that's what I was telling you last week. Like, that is the best case scenario for me personally for Apollo Crews is to have a good showing in a match like that. While he could use the win, I think there are definitely better positions or better people to put in that position, and that was my opinion. Even though as much as you wanted,
that's just your opinion.
To win, that is just my opinion.
And most of the time, it's wrong.
Yeah.
How can you say opinion and wrong in the same sentence?
You just did.
Unless you say
I just did
opinions
it.
can't be wrong.
Unless it's John's opinion. In which
Yeah.
case
Unless it's
John's
my opinion,
can
then
be
it is wrong.
Yes.
Well, so what happened the other day? Seth, what he went up to Kurt Angle in the ring, and he's like, "Hey, you, I don't have anything. Give me something."
Yeah.
I don't want to be on Raw. I want to be Raw.
Oh yeah, that
made me so
tease.
mad.
That was so cheap. I think we both looked at each other, Nick,
Yeah.
and said that was cheap.
Horrific.
He said, "What was his exact wordings? I don't want to be on Raw. I want to be Raw."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my gosh!" But he came out. It was weird because he came out and Kurt Angle's like, "We can't do that," and then he's like, "Well, what do the fans think?" And they're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "We can do
You're
it.
right.
You're right." But
that
then
crowd sucked.
you called it immediately as soon as that pin happened. So they put Seth Rollins in the losers bracket match, I guess. The second chance between Matt Hardy, Finn Balor, Apollo Crews, and Bray Wyatt. Threw Seth Rollins in there. Who took the pin? Was that
Bray.
Of course.
Of course, not surprising.
Buried.
Eater of
Buried.
pins.
Eater of what?
Of pins.
Yeah.
The two at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, like, they both hooked a leg at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as you, or as soon as they like stood up and looked at each other, you're like, oh, they're gonna do 7-man elimination chamber. And I mean, I think we were all expecting like next week, like
A
one-on-one match. And then I was like, watch, they'll put on social media. And they did. What was it? Facebook that they put it on?
Yeah,
I don't
Facebook.
I wonder how that's going to change the dynamic of the Elimination Chamber. I don't know if it will all that much.
I don't think
Not
so.
really. They'll just start
They'll
out with
triple
3.
threat, for
Yeah.
sure.
Because they're definitely not building another pod, right?
No.
Because it wouldn't make sense for the women's match to have an extra pod just hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
So we gotta have the same amount of pods.
That makes sense. Unless Nia Jax enters herself.
Oh my god.
in there. But yeah, so Seth Rollins is in that match now. And so who is the 7? So it's...
The first entrant is The Miz.
Oh, yeah, because...
Which we know.
Yeah.
Because he lost to Cena on Raw.
Yeah.
And then there's also going to be Elias, who's the last entrant. And then Cena, Braun, Seth, Finn. Is that it? And Roman.
Roman.
Why do we always forget Roman?
Because we know he's winning, so
don't-
it's like doesn't matter that
know
he's in the
he's
match.
winning. We know he's winning. But as you did mention, The Miz is entering the Elimination Chamber first.
Yes.
The Elimination Chamber. At the beginning of Raw. I missed it, I think. But
It was a good promo.
what happened?
It was because John Cena came out and was all, I don't know if I have a path for WrestleMania this year. I don't have a road to WrestleMania, so I'm going to win this chamber and make sure I have a path.
But he also said that WrestleMania brings legends back from the dead,
Yes.
so kind of foreshadowing something.
Alluding to The Undertaker.
And then Miz came out and was like, yo, I beat you at Mania before, and I'm better than you and all that good stuff.
Which is true.
I like how Cena said, if I don't win this, I'm not going to have a spot in WrestleMania. And it's like, the face of the company. You
Yeah.
have been the face of the
I
company.
really get tired of the John Cena sob stories whenever he goes on a losing streak.
That's true.
He had the worst year of his life in 2012, and he only held the title for 2 months that year. Dang.
Dang. I think we did want to talk a little bit about John Cena and kind of how he's been acting in the ring. I know I talked to Nick about this a little bit, Damien. But I think we're both on the same page that it is just like a work. But I'm interested to have you seen him like acting oddly lately? He's just like, it started with the Finn Balor match a couple weeks ago. He was distracted by the crowd.
Very
and,
distracted.
Yeah, it was the beach ball, right? I think he was
think so.
legitimately mad then, and then since then he's just been like, not this. I don't know. It's just weird seeing him.
So you think it's a work? He's not really pissed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's a work of something. I'm just curious as to what. Nick, I think you said that you might have an idea of what's
I was
going
gonna
on.
use my finisher on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can.
We'll come back to that.
We'll make the viewers stick around for the end.
Yeah,
Listeners
the
stick around.
viewers.
Sorry.
So
Mama
Nick's
Mooney.
Nick's
The
mom.
listeners will stick around.
Nick's mom, yeah. I know Tony said he was going to listen to this one.
All right. So
Another shout out to Tony. Tony's a wonderful,
We
Tony
appreciate
Austin
all
Kelly.
of our viewers.
beautiful human being, letting us use his mic for our under budget podcast.
Bless you,
But
Tony.
Bless up, Tony. But yeah, The Miz is going to enter the Elimination Chamber first, which is fine because that. Well, how does that work then? If they are going to do the triple threat deal,
I don't know. Like it reminds me of like the Rumble where someone has to enter first, but also the second
Someone
entrant is
is-
still as bad as the
Yeah.
first.
are they going to do matches for all the places?
I don't know.
Well, that takes a lot of the like.
It'd be kind of interesting, but also there's only like one more week until Chamber, so
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, the chamber is the day after my birthday.
yeah.
I forgot about that. The day after my birthday.
Are you gonna be alive for the?
I don't
pay-per-view?
honestly. I have no
You
idea.
gonna be conscious?
I'm gonna try to be.
I hope so.
What? It's like 7:00 on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
That's
It'll
God's
probably
day.
be-
I can't do
it'll be-
anything on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Get
It'll
rest
be
up.
8:00.
Gotta rest up. It's gonna be a killer elimination chamber, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good. I'm
Although
excited.
last night I was talking to Kelly. What is the card? Is there like 3 matches booked? The 2 chambers and then the Asuka and Nia,
That's the only.
and
thing.
also the Ronda Rousey contract signing. That's it.
We'll probably
Yeah.
see a
3
tag
matches
team.
and a contract signing.
Probably see the Bar face somebody.
I'm sure.
Oh, of course. Well, who would they face? Because
Maybe Bray and Matt. I don't think they would do Bray and Matt right before Mania.
unless they throw the revival in there.
Another revival and club match.
No, the revival in the bar.
Oh, okay.
or the club
You
and
could do
the
the
Bar.
club and the bar as well, so you can have a face and a heel.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really bizarre. It has only 3 matches,
And
and
it's
it's just a whole week
2
until
weeks away.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, those chambers are probably going to be what, like hour-long matches?
Probably close to an hour.
So that's 2 of 3 hours.
And
You got
then
Ronda
Ronda's
and then
signing.
Nia.
Oh yeah, Nia and Asuka.
So then throw another match in there.
Are Sasha and Bailey gonna probably have a match?
They're in
They're
the
in the
chamber.
chamber.
We had
Oh
this
yeah, they are in
discussion
the
last
chamber.
night.
Oh yeah, did we?
Yes.
I'm sorry,
You said
there's
that, and
so
I was
mu-
like, dude.
There is so much going on in the world of wrestling that I always forget what's going on. But with the Elimination Chamber, it might be one of the last specifically branded pay-per-views. Believe Meltz, was it, Nick?
It was a rumor, and then Meltz commented on it and was like, "Yeah, I've heard this is also a possibility."
Because as soon as you said that, then I started listening to like YouTube videos and seeing a lot of people. You hear about this, Damien?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it.
So
Starting in May.
the dirt sheet, the dirt sheets are saying that starting in May, they're going to co-brand every single pay-per-view.
Because as of right now, it's been announced Backlash and Money in the Bank are both co-branded.
Right.
But so people are assuming if those 2 are, then they might as well. They're probably going to do all the rest of them as well.
And a lot of the rumors have been citing not enough ticket sales for the
Yes.
pay-per-views. Also,
There's just too much time between the shows.
right, and seeing a lot of the same matches.
Yeah.
So like the Bar and Seth Rollins and
Exactly.
whoever Seth's partner happens to be at that time, which is weird because they do that every single week on Raw, and SmackDown have the same exact people fight the same exact people. So
Yeah. Well, so let me ask: are you in favor of this? Of them making every single brand co-branded?
I mean, I think it's gonna make the pay-per-view feel more special just because you're gonna be fighting for a spot on the pay-per-view, and so you will only have the bigger names or people who are involved in the bigger storylines.
I just hope it's not unbalanced.
But at the same time, you're also going to be losing a lot of people who
Should be
otherwise
on.
wouldn't be on the pay-per-view, and they won't be because there's no room for them anymore. Because you have to think that you're going to at least have the SmackDown Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, and the WWE Championship at
And Universal. Assuming Roman.
Oh yeah, because
wins.
it won't even be Brock anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna have
there's 4 matches booked
almost
for sure,
every
and then
time.
the tag teams likely.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it. If it's just gonna be championships all the way through, and then you won't have any room for the mid card feuds to, and then not to mention the Intercontinental Championship and the U.S. Championship, and the Cruiserweight Championship.
Jeez.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think I'm in favor of it as far as like storylines will be more easier to watch, I guess, in a way, because they're not going to be dragged out over 2 months instead of just 1 month, because they're all building to the same pay-per-view instead of going every other. But I'm afraid that this is going to be just like last time, where it leads to the downfall of SmackDown, because Raw is the number 1 show, 3 hours long, gets more matches, more feuds. SmackDown declines, and they go back together again.
Nick has a good point. That's what I was thinking too. I mean, I would like to see a double branded pay-per-view, because those are the most exciting pay-per-views. But at the same time, we won't get to see guys like the United States Championship won't be on there, so maybe Bobby will get pushed to the side, which he needs to be pushed higher. We might not see one of the women's championship matches. So I at that point, I'm not really in favor of it.
Yeah. I mean,
so there's some pros and cons.
And like you said, they do feel more special.
But at the same time, it's not going to be special every single time.
It'll
get
be special
saturated.
the first couple of times, and then after that, it'll slowly decline. But I don't know why they would do that when SmackDown is such... SmackDown, I think right now, is such an important avenue for WWE, just because it does feel like SmackDown is once again becoming the wrestling.
There's a lot of big name talent on SmackDown too, with Orton and AJ.
And if they do have Asuka moving over to SmackDown to face Charlotte for the Women's Championship, which they did. You were talking about Ronda Rousey signing her Raw contract at the Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
So she's on Raw.
Yeah, there's no negotiation, no storyline. She's on Raw.
Yeah, I was like, don't you think that Shane and Daniel would be like, hey, we would love to have that big name over here when we have arguably the greatest women's wrestler in the history over here?
I'm sure they'll work it into an angle of some sort, like Triple H and Stephanie work together to get Raw with Ronda, which leads to Ronda getting angry at their controlling or something like that.
And then
Ronda fights them, Yeah,
because Stephanie has to be in that match with Ronda.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
At Mania.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Because I was reading that Stephanie wants to be known as a global celebrity.
Yeah,
in the way that her dad is known and was known with his feud with Austin. So she wants to be in more programs, more matches, more big name, big title matches.
And a lot of people have compared Rousey's, appeal to the same as Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson came and kind of shot not only Stone Cold and Vince McMahon in the stratosphere, but also the WWE in general.
I think Stephanie sees the opportunity in this, and okay, I'm going to put my name next to Ronda so that people see Stephanie McMahon as the helm of the WWE.
Because not many people know who Stephanie McMahon is. If you say Vince McMahon, you'll know who that is. But I think if Stephanie does this, more people will know who she is. She needs to get her name out there.
I don't know if I like that necessarily as a motive for her to book this match, to book herself into WrestleMania main spots like that. But I guess if this is her goal, then this is the way to do it.
Is she trying to go into movies? What is her
Stephanie
plan?
No, she just wants to be known, to be famous.
Well, yeah, because she is the future. Her and Triple H.
Well, I was gonna ask, because if she's going into movies, if this pushes her off to go do her own separate projects, and then Vince gives up control of WWE, and then we have Triple H at the helm,
I don't know.
I think we'll be in for another lifetime.
I'm not getting too excited there.
Yeah, fantasy booking real life scenarios.
Vince dies, Stephanie disappears. Fantasy booking real life.
I don't want to wish death upon anybody. That's a little harsh to say. But yeah, I'm trying to watch 205 Live more. I watched the last couple of weeks with the tournaments just to see like if there is any difference in the product.
Did you watch the Itami and Strong match last week?
You know what? I didn't.
It was
actually
really, despite the horrific crowd, the match was incredible.
That's the thing is that's they're gonna have to figure out a way to get the crowd into it because like if the crowd isn't into it, it feels awkward and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch this.
They need to start having that before SmackDown,
and
then just put it
205 Live thing and make it 205 taped or something and have it before SmackDown to
or just
get
say
the crowd
it's
going.
Say it's live, but it's not really live.
It's the live airing of it, but not the live. That's not live TV or anything.
Yeah.
Why can't they even just put it on before SmackDown? Like, why can't they just have it on the network and like before SmackDown?
I don't know.
And then just have the dark matches at the end of the night.
Well, because the goal is that like after SmackDown they want to pitch. Go to our WWE network right now and subscribe so you can watch 205. And they can't pitch that if it's before the show.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Who is mixed match challenge tonight? Rusev and Lana, and then
Rusev and Lana beat Bayley and Elias.
Oh, they beat them.
Yeah, Lana got her first pinfall victory.
Yeah, and Rusev had a big singlet on, just like Lana, like matching.
Oh my good gravy.
He looked good.
He looked good.
Yeah. Of course, Bayley got pinned.
By Lana.
After that awesome win on Monday night against Sasha.
That was really good.
That
that made me mad.
What?
After the match.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a giant middle finger.
So Bayley and Sasha have been the seeds for this heel turn. Whoever is turning, whatever is going on, these seeds have been planted for.
It's been like a year.
God
almost a
knows
year.
How long.
I remember talking about this at last year's WrestleMania podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, because we said this is the perfect place for her to turn heel.
We've been saying that for
I was
going to
say, if I had $1 for every time we've said this is the
slowest burn
place,
of all time,
which is fine because like when it finally pays off, oh my gosh, if they can just let Bayley and Sasha have an NXT match instead of a WWE like watered down match after this long burn.
See, I'm not going to credit lazy creative with a nice slow burn because that's not what it's been. Because Sasha's gone in and out of this teasing heel versus going back to being a clean cut face.
And I don't even like. Yeah, I'm not gonna credit them with that because they were just kind of handed it. You know what I mean? Like, because like everybody's expecting it and everybody wants Sasha to turn heel, so we're gonna see every little thing that she does is, oh, is that it? Is that a sign? But yeah, so Sasha and Bayley have been having, especially in the last couple of weeks, Sasha has been on her heelish side, I guess. And she wasn't able to defeat Asuka. She kind of got mad at Bayley because Bayley's like, well, I can beat Asuka. And so there was kind of that tension, and then finally Sasha and Bayley had that match. Was there any like reason for like the stipulation for the match or anything?
Just because they had that backstage segment last week.
That's what I thought. And so Bayley actually got the win.
Clean, too.
Clean. Which we all popped for. We're like,
yeah.
What? But yeah, I'm excited to see where they're gonna go with this.
But after the match is when I was soured.
Yeah.
When they were actually finally building up, teasing the heel turn. That they were interacting in the ring.
In San Jose, no less.
Yeah, in San Jose. You knew this was the perfect time and place. And then, of course, Nia Jax comes out of nowhere and just pushes them both down. I think it was a good like metaphor for the women's division on Raw, where only Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss matter. Like Asuka wasn't even booked this week; she wasn't even on the show. Only those two wrestlers matter in the same way that Roman and Braun only matter in the men's division. Everyone else would just play second fiddle. That there's a bunch of characters, a bunch of goofs that don't really have a purpose every week.
Yeah, sorry, I was responding to a message because I'm really bad at responding to messages sometimes. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Nia like went to come pummel them, Bayley pushed Sasha out of the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was more their intention to like feed into the Sasha Bayley thing by like
because Bayley's still wanting to be that friend protecting Sasha, so
it'll like
I don't want that.
I don't know if they meant to make that look bigger than it was because there really wasn't. It was a flash. Like if you blinked, you missed it.
And typically commentary would bring it up again afterwards if it was going to be a storyline.
So I mean, unless they're gonna swerve and have Bayley turn heel, which As much as I would like to see a revampment of the Bayley character, I think that they can revamp her using Sasha Banks as a heel.
Yes.
And then that's so much better for everybody involved because Bayley is like the ultimate face, and Sasha, while not the ultimate heel, like that is her persona.
Character is heel, yeah.
Right. Her
the boss.
Her personality. Like I've been watching some interviews with her and just her in like real life. Did you guys see the Hot Ones, the
I haven't watched
Hot
it
Wing
yet.
episode?
No.
She was kind of talking about how like fans on the street and stuff like that, like that's fine, like people coming up to her at the show with autographs and stuff, and then she's like, don't see me, she's like, if you see me in the airport, don't come and give me an autograph and all that stuff. And people on Twitter were blasting her for it. They're like, you need to respect the fans. The fans are the whole reason why you're where you're at.
Well, she's the worst at that because every time she comes out of a building, like there's videos of her just like people wanting her autograph, and then she'll just like go to her car. I get it, like tight schedules, but just like wave, like she'll just put her head down and just go, like wave and stuff. You don't have to give autographs every single time, but at least wave.
And I'm sure it does get tiring after a while just to see like, or to have all those fans hounding you at all times.
But that's why you have a job.
But that's something that I'm gonna always bring it back to CM Punk. But he mentioned it in his Pipe Bomb interview or Pipe Bomb segment where he said that all those guys will come to the airports at 3 a.m. just to get him to sign a stupid cup that they're gonna sell on eBay the next day, and make a huge profit off of. And like that's why he's sick of the autographs and stuff.
I can understand that.
I can see that. I don't see the putting your head down and ignoring people.
Well, Sasha called it stalking. She's like, if you know where I'm at in the airport at 5 a.m, that's stalking. Right. And
they're not at your house. They're at the public airport.
I can't remember who came out and like grilled her for it.
It was. I remember that too.
I think it was Chris Masters. Was it?
Was it
on Twitter?
It was like just a random.
Yeah, it wasn't
random.
It wasn't a total big name.
Yeah.
But I did remember. I recalled the name. I just don't remember it right now. But yeah, totally grilled her for it, which is understandable. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see because I'm really hoping that they don't mess this up because they do have like the women's division in their entire grasp right now, and there's a lot of cool things that they can do. Going forward,
I'm guessing they'll do what you said, and they'll ignite the heel turn in the cage or in the chamber.
In the cage.
Sorry, I don't know how, like some kind of drastic Sasha being really brutal, and then the next night on Raw,
extra brutal.
Yeah, the next night on Raw, cutting a heel promo or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the best case scenario.
The easiest way to do it now, since they blew the San Jose opportunity.
And then how long? Do you guys know how long it is between Chamber and Mania? That would. Oh, I guess it's next week, so that'd be.
Today was 50 some odd days until Mania, so subtract whatever 10 days.
Is there a Raw pay-per-view?
No.
Between then?
There's just Fastlane.
Which is the SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be a long... Oh, man, that just worries me that WWE, like, if they do a heel turn at the Chamber, like, they'll just extend that over Raw for decades, and it's just not gonna... They'll try the slow... Because the thing about WWE is that when they try to do things, it doesn't work. But when they just, like, accidentally do something...
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Or, like, I mean, the selfie promos that they've been doing...
Yeah.
When those, like, just kind of happened sometimes, it worked. And then when they try to force feed it down our throats, it just doesn't work anymore. Yeah. And you said, like, don't credit creative with the slow burn.
Yes.
They accidentally did it, and it's like it's slowly working. But yeah, I'm interested to see where they go with that. I would still love to see Sasha and Bayley for the women's championship, and then Asuka over there against Charlotte.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. It'd be really cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
And that's what I'm saying. I really hope WWE doesn't mess up cool things that they can do. But over on the SmackDown side of things. One thing we don't really take into consideration a lot is what in the world is Carmella doing?
I don't know, but I'm excited. Has she been on SmackDown the past 2 weeks?
No, she was on there last week, I think.
Because that was the cash-in almost, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or was that the week before?
I think that was the week before.
I thought it was last week.
Because I wasn't watching when she almost cashed in. I was in my room.
Maybe that was 2 weeks ago.
was 2
Then,
weeks
because
ago.
we went to the basketball game.
Yeah, last
Then
week.
I don't think she was.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I don't even
Yeah,
think we
she was
mentioned
not.
it on the podcast. But yeah, Carmella tried to cash in, and then
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yes. And then I don't remember what happened. She bumped someone into the ref, right?
I
didn't
think. I'm not really sure.
Oh yeah, because we were yelling for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
I don't remember what happened.
She
bumped
I
some.
think she just like she was gonna kick Charlotte in the.
Oh,
and-
she kicked the ref. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Well, because Charlotte was down, like we all thought.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, here it is. Okay, wow.
But she wasn't even booked for the show tonight. We didn't even see her.
I don't think she was last week either, to be honest.
I don't know why they would tease that if they're not going to do something
Just
with
to
us
remind
soon,
you that
though.
she's here.
I mean, that's.
I mean, what if she breaks Asuka's streak at WrestleMania when she
good
beats
heavens.
Charlotte?
That actually wouldn't be too bad, honestly, because that way you can protect Asuka while also ending her big Persona streak thing.
I still think Asuka should have her streak beaten by Ember Moon.
That'd be great. That's
Love
that's
that.
a long-term
Yeah.
booking.
At, like,
And as
next
we know,
year's
that doesn't
Mania.
happen.
At like next year's Mania.
Yeah.
Would love to see that happen. I don't know how they would continue that Asuka streak though.
For a year.
All
For a
that
year?
way
Good
when
lord.
there's only freaking 9 women in the division
Yeah.
itself.
And she would hold the title for an entire year.
But if they do transport her to SmackDown, they've had how long has Asuka been in the main roster? It's been what, 4
She came in like
months?
September.
Really?
Right.
It
Probably
was,
right
it was
after.
TLC, wasn't it? Wasn't September?
Yeah,
too?
because that was
Yeah.
her first
was it October
appearance.
TLC?
October, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because that's where Alexa Bliss defended her title, and that's what Kurt Angle said last week on Raw.
Okay.
That was the last time she defended
Yes.
her title.
Yes.
So yeah, if you do transport her over to SmackDown, then that's at least a new batch of women that they could do.
Mhm.
I mean, we're gonna have to see who they're gonna call up after Mania. I mean, that's a good topic to talk about, but we could probably save that for the future
Yeah.
once more.
I'm excited.
Once we get to that point.
Yeah, once a lot more of the rumors come out, because you know how the rumors are, especially in WWE with a predetermined.
It's fake.
It's fake. Yeah, I had that argument with that guy over Twitter about wrestling.
I think you won.
Relax.
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want
It's
to. I didn't want to flood my Twitter timeline with that, but when he said my favorite movies are documentaries, I was like, "Come on, my guy,
You
come
liar.
on, liar."
Name 5 documentaries you enjoy. You
Name
can't.
5
I can't even
brothers.
name one right now.
Yeah.
Does Planet Earth count as a documentary? Because I love that show. Speaking of liars, I wanted to talk about this, but nobody else wanted to talk about Booker T and Corey Graves.
I don't care.
Why don't you care?
It was a podcast promotion. It was nothing else.
That's probably what it was,
Yes.
honestly.
It was.
Because Booker's not doing anything else anymore.
Well, I listened to Booker talk about it, and he's like, honestly, the day that we started it, we didn't have anything to talk about on that show, and so we decided to do that. He's like, I talked about Corey Graves, and Corey Graves, the absolute genius and professional that he is, just like went with it. Did you watch the video that I sent you guys?
I don't care.
No.
Why? It's
It's
funny.
so
It's
stupid.
awesome. I love it. I was kind of wondering if they were going to lead to something in ring.
It can't, because Corey has concussions, so he can't wrestle anymore.
Daniel Bryan's going to wrestle.
Is he?
We had that whole argument.
Let's not do this again.
Let's not do this again. But we think he's going to wrestle because a lot of the animosity that's happening on
We're
SmackDown.
back on Daniel Bryan again.
No, we're back on SmackDown. That was me trying to
Oh.
segue.
Got it.
Let me segue. We're thinking that Daniel Bryan is going to wrestle because a lot of the animosity that's going on. So I can't even keep up with what is going on in the championship scene right now. We had Ziggler coming back at the Rumble and the number 30 spot, and then he didn't even get an elimination at all.
No, he just get a lot of super kicks.
And then got thrown over, and then Ziggler was given the number 1 contenders match to be put into the. I honestly can't even remember the entire timeline.
That was it. You're right. Because
Right,
he
really?
never came back to SmackDown before that.
No, and then I'm thinking the other people that were in there, because now at Fastlane, for right now anyways, I was just telling Nick tonight, I was like, I wonder how many times this is going to change before this paper, and once a week. Right now, it is a fatal 5-way instead of the triple threat. Baron Corbin was beat up at the beginning of the night by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn when they were going to have their number one contenders match. And then they beat up Ziggler, too, of course. And then they decided to say, well, we're going to have Kevin against Baron Corbin.
That was Shane's decision.
It was Shane's decision.
It was strange because he said, your boys, Sami and Kevin, and Daniel did not even deny it or anything. He just said, okay. That was interesting.
Okay.
Again, you don't know if you credit that lazy writing or long-term booking. I don't know. Is it actually building up to where Daniel's just accepting that they are his boys, or is that just lazy and they didn't write any dialogue?
Like an independent squad and a like a second alliance angle.
Yeah.
Independent and the homegrown boys.
Which would be a good way to bring Daniel back, to take fewer bumps, to have two little indie guys that can take the bumps for him, to start, and then have Daniel eventually shed them.
Who in the roster now is a homegrown boy? They don't do a lot of that anymore besides Roman Reigns.
Elias is kind of, sort of homegrown in a way. I'm thinking of just guys that weren't big names on the indies. We got Rusev. He wasn't a big name.
It's true.
Braun's very homegrown.
Yeah. Braun is a very homegrown boy. I was just watching a Stone Cold podcast where he was talking about Braun, and he's like, he was greener than grass. I love his mannerisms and all.
He reminded me of Stone Cold this past week on Raw. He's playing.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Good segue, because we just wanted to talk about it. It's really not all that pertinent to anything, and it's not.
Cool.
It's just dope. That's what it is. It just oozes coolness. So we had Elias doing his shtick, which super over, by the way. Elias is so over. Doing his song. And then Braun is there with his little microphone stand and pulls out a double bass. A ginormous, just cello-looking double bass.
It was huge. It was almost bigger than him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was planned, but he broke the strings just as soon as it happened.
He was just flicking them as hard as he could.
And he sang, and it's just, at this point, Braun Strowman can do no wrong.
It reminded me of those goofy heel backstage things that Steve Austin used to do, like him and Angle and Vince, the stupid little guitar whatever things they used to do.
Oh,
but it was Braun doing it.
And I feel like in any other situation it would ruin a character.
Yeah.
But it's Braun, dude. Braun flips over semi trucks. He can do anything. He can, and we were like, what? He's singing? Is that his actual voice?
He's got pipes.
He does have pipes.
He does got pipes.
He does have pipes, and I love it. I love every second of it. Oh, that might be a finisher. I might have a finisher for myself.
All right.
I don't think a lot about the finishers before.
I've had mine all day.
You've had yours all day?
I'm ready.
You've had yours for longer than all day, because apparently if your finisher is what you think it is.
Well, I almost sent it into the group chat today, and I was like, oh, save it for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast.
Yeah, save it.
Nick, did you happen to post last week's question of the week?
I couldn't think of a good way to do it, through a poll, so I forgot to do it.
Through a poll.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of our answers, but it would be kind of hard to rattle them back just because they were top 5.
Yeah.
I think mine was better, though, just because I'm biased.
I know my number 1 was AJ Lee. What was your number 1?
Oh, I remember my list. I don't remember everybody's.
What was your number 1?
My number 1 was, who was my number 1?
I think mine was Charlotte.
Yes, it was.
Lita was.
Yours was Lita, and mine was AJ Lee.
Who was Ethan's?
Ethan's was Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, I had Lita, Victoria, Trish, Bayley, and Nikki Cross.
Okay.
That was my list. But
that was the question last week.
I'm biased because I like those ladies. But Nick.
Yeah.
What you trying to do, bud? You trying to hit us with that question of the week? I was told as a hint that it is a follow-up.
It does connect to last week's. What's your dream match? Any women's match, you can define it however you want, whether it's at a certain pay-per-view, whether it's for a certain title, between past and present, between two currents, between two pasts, whatever you want. What's your dream women's match that could take place whenever, wherever you want.
Oh boy.
Oh,
What's yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
Well,
You gotta start these questions of the week
Yeah.
so we can think about that.
okay. Last week I mentioned that I'm a big fan of Sasha Banks and I'm a big fan of AJ Lee, and I compared their two styles being very similar. So that's a match that I want to see, was AJ Lee versus Sasha. I don't know specifically at a big pay-per-view, WrestleMania, whatever, for a championship. It'd be cool. But they both have that kind of lucha hybrid style. They both really good at selling, but they're also really good at also executing moves. So I think they would be able to have a good, and they're also both great characters, great mic skills between the two of them. So they could have a great program and match as a whole together, one-on-one.
Do you have one?
I'm thinking of one. I'll go with it.
You
Roll
go
with it.
Michelle McCool versus Charlotte.
That would be
Okay.
really good.
And I mean, Michelle McCool still has it, so we could
Sure
see
does.
that.
Those two are also like. very
Well, I mean,
similar.
Michelle
Yeah.
McCool was the top dog when it was
She deserves so
in
much better.
her generation, and then Charlotte's the top woman on in the company today. So seeing those two would be pretty cool. And
That'd
but
be
the
a great
place, I don't think it would be worthy of WrestleMania, but a SummerSlam,
Yeah, that'd be really.
that would
good.
be pretty good.
You said we could fantasy book this any way that we want.
Yeah, whatever you
Okay.
want.
All right. So this has a lot of layers to it.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna stick with Sasha.
You had like 5 minutes to decide this. How are you doing so good?
I don't know. I
right.
think there's a lot of layers in my
Okay,
mind, but
probably
then when
not.
I flush it out, it probably won't be. But okay, sticking with Sasha. All right. I'm gonna go with Trish Stratus.
Sasha
With
versus Trish.
yes, Trish in her prime,
Oh.
but with modern training. So like kind of the same time frame that Sasha Banks was training and all that stuff. Just so a lot of those moves, because like they didn't really give the women a lot of like shine to them back in the day.
'Cause
and
Trish was
now
great for her time period.
She was great for her time
Yes.
period, but it's like saying Jake the Snake was good for his time period,
Yeah.
and his finisher was
a
a DDT.
Yeah.
So yeah, which sounds weird saying because it was like 15 years or so ago. But yes, I would want Trish Stratus in her prime with the same kind of moveset, I guess, as Sasha Banks. Main eventing WrestleMania
Wow.
in an Iron Woman match.
Ooh.
Tell me that would
Yeah.
be
That'd be
killer.
really good.
And just like having
For a championship, for
Yo,
sure.
for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
I mean, we could still see that.
Yeah.
Trish could win the
Oh
Rumble.
man, I don't know about that.
Anything's possible.
Trish could win the Rumble if they even do another women's Rumble.
I bet they will.
I wonder if they're going to alternate like years. So like 1 year is women's, 1 year is men's.
No.
It was exhausting though seeing two Rumbles.
That's fine by me. I prefer it.
They would never get rid of the men's Rumble.
There's no way.
There's no way. It's been a tradition since Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So
Since Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Number 13.
Number 13. Nick, you're number 1 in my heart.
Thanks.
he's number 2.
He's
That's
number
alright.
2.
No one can beat Gentry. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That's true. Gentry
Hi,
is
Gentry.
Hi, Gentry.
Hi, Ethan.
I miss Ethan.
Have we addressed Ethan yet on the show?
I'm just that he's not here this
Okay.
week, and we'll
Hi, Ethan.
hi Ethan. That we'll try to get him back in here next week. But speaking of next week, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Four Corners podcast. I'm tired. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. I have a long day planned.
Busy week.
I mean,
It is-
Nick and I got basketball tomorrow, so we got
Yeah. I don't know where you're going to be.
yeah.
I will be, I think, just coming back from Indianapolis.
Wow, skipping basketball.
Because Cammy's not gonna listen. Cammy's
Yeah,
not
she's
gonna
not
listen to
gonna
this.
listen to
So
this.
yeah, we
Surprise.
have the have reservations for the steakhouse at 5:45, and then I have the carriage ride reserved at 7:30, which it starts at Monument Circle, which is cool. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it'll be like at night with all like this lights lit up, and
Yeah.
it says it's really romantic or whatever. So But that was way too much money that I don't have.
You get your haircut, you get your face shaved.
Got my haircut.
You're ready for Valentine's
right?
Day.
I know. I just washed my dress shirt today.
Good Lord.
It's hanging up. I'm gonna wear a pink bow tie.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. And I was trying to think of a segue in there to go into the finishers. There's nothing coming to mind.
Speaking of beautiful.
What?
I don't know.
Speaking of
Speaking
finishing
of love.
the day, love, finish. Nick,
Yeah.
show me. Give me your finisher.
All right. I already alluded to it. Your phone just fell.
You did.
I alluded to it earlier with the John Cena acting strange thing. I think this is all big. Cena is realizing that he's kind of getting passed up, kind of out of touch with the WWE as a whole. So like with the beach ball and everything, he's been looking like he's kind of like bewildered every week. And then he opened the show saying he doesn't know if he has a path to Mania, which is like you're saying it's hysterical thinking about that because he's the face of the company still, regardless. But I think this is all going to build to it's the last two, him and Roman in the chamber. Roman beats him again, 1, 2, 3. Cena comes out the next night on Raw and just kind of really sad, really melancholy. Good word, very good word. He comes out and
Don't pat yourself on the back for saying melancholy.
he comes out. He's like, "Man, guys, I guess I'm not going to be on Mania this year."
Man, dude.
He says, "Hey, man, dude. I don't know if I'm going to be at Mania this year because I don't have a path to Mania." And then as he's kind of lowers his head and walks out, gong, and Taker comes out. Whether it's Dead Man, whether it's the biker, he comes out and says, "Yo, you got a path right now. Me and you, Big Hoss, let's go."
He'd probably allude to, you mentioned legends never die or
Yeah.
legends come back. What was that?
It was
Legends come back to life.
It was
Legends come
WrestleMania has or sees legends come back to life.
And he can call out for being a big quitter because he doesn't have a title match. So he's not going to be on Mania. And Taker can say, "You got a match. Let's go."
Biker
Dope.
Taker.
Be cool.
I like
Biker
that.
Taker.
Biker Taker.
Please.
Damien?
Well, you see, I don't really see a path for the Usos right now. Like going towards WrestleMania, I don't know who they could be facing. So I'm going to say that this year that it's going to be a big cluster match, probably a ladder match for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. We'll see the Bludgeon Brothers. We'll see the Fashion Police. We'll see the New Day because the New Day has to have something. I don't care. They shouldn't have been the hosts last year. It was kind of cool, but they were only in a few segments, so they need in something. So Shelton Benjamin and what do you call him? The American Beta. Who else is in there? Other tag team.
Benjable, people have been calling him too.
But the Ascension. So that's 5 tag teams right there. So I think that's what they're gonna do for the Smack.
Like a big cluster.
Yeah, and there's not enough tag teams on Raw to do that. So I see them doing that with SmackDown this year.
Kind of like what they did last WrestleMania with the ladder match.
Yeah, but they're just flopping brands because there's more well-known tag teams on SmackDown right now because there's not really anybody with Seth and Dean Dean injured and Jason injured.
Cool.
Cool.
My finisher is, I believe that after Roman wins the title, the next Universal Champion will be Braun Strowman. I think Braun will beat Roman, win the title. Why?
I like Braun as much as everybody else, but I'm like I was saying earlier, I'm really sick of the only 2 guys that matter on Raw are Braun and Roman. Everyone else is secondary.
Yeah, but there's still a story to be told there with Braun and Roman.
It's been told a million times. They fought so much.
I'm okay with it.
I'm over it.
Like,
I want Braun to find something else to do.
Whether they do it at like Survivor Series or what do you mean find something else to do?
Anything else.
So the Intercontinental Champion?
All he does is smash things and do really funny spots. That's it. And win big matches on his own.
Yeah, but if you're a superstar in WWE, you want the top prize.
Yeah.
So why would he try to go do something else?
He's tried for it before.
Yeah, against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
Brock
somebody's gotta
Lesnar
chill
has to
out.
be fed to Roman, so Brock Lesnar has to be
I
strong.
think I'm not trying to step on your finisher, so I'm not gonna.
You already did.
I'm done.
It's cool. It's okay. Who do you think would be the next champion then? Because Roman has to lose.
I think it'll be
some point.
some kind of like a
It'll be
Money in the
Seth.
Bank thing. Yeah, I think it'll be Dean Ambrose. If Dean comes back sooner than he's expected,
So can we see another triple
we can
threat
finally see
Shield
a
match?
Dean heel run.
A triple threat Shield match.
I mean, it's another one.
Yeah, but I mean another
Yeah.
part 2.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah.
Part 2. This is part 20, not 22. I think this would be the 23rd episode. But that is gonna do it for the 23rd episode. I'm gonna mess that up if it's not gonna be the 23rd. But that is gonna do it. From everyone here at the Four Corners Podcast, go and like all of our stuff on Twitter and Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And from everyone here, excluding Ethan, he sends his love and his well wishes. Have a good night.